Yo, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of Wos Speaks. We're back, folks. Thank you for being here with us on a Friday afternoon. Shouts to everybody that's live on YouTube. Shouts to everybody listening on the pod. Shouts to all the Patreons, man. Salute to you guys supporting our work. Obviously happy to be back with you guys. I'm in New York City as we speak, in Brooklyn, New York. Undisclosed location. I'm lying. I'm in fucking Flatbush. I'm in Flatbush. I'm with all the coconuts, all the Haitians and Jamaicans and Trinis and Bajans and Guyanese. Y'all coconuts too. Don't get it twisted. Out here, I think they named Rogers Avenue out here after Jean-Jacques Dessalines, basically the godfather of the Haitian Revolution. Our first ever ruler. That was black of the island. The person that basically was in charge when the island became independent. A lot of people chalk that up to Toussaint Louverture. That guy was kind of a traitor, sucking a lot of French dick and Spanish dick when he wasn't sucking English dick. I don't know why. I think I know why. I think it's the colonizers and the mulatto bourgeoisie class. They always pump that fucking dude. And so a lot of Haitian people grow up thinking this guy was the father of the revolution when he wasn't. It was Dessalines. It was Dessalines that was like, yo, we're kicking all the French out. The Polish people that they sent over here that ended up not fighting against us, but with us, they get to have full citizenship, and declared it a free black independent nation, the first of its kind. And so shouts to Flatbush for doing that. I don't think there's any other place in America that would do this besides Flatbush, Brooklyn. But anyway, what else do we got here? Yeah, that's it. We can get right into things, man. I want to give a big shout out, and I shout this dude out every single fucking week. I'm always citing this guy's work, but Ryan Grimm over at Dropsite News, to me, is probably he's the most consequential journalist on the left. You know, when you want to call him leftist, socialist, communist, whatever you want to call him. To me, man, this guy is pound for pound the most consequential journalist we have. They are doing indispensable work over there at Dropsite News. Shouts to my homegirl Katie Burbank. She's a big homie, good homie of ours. But yeah, Ryan Grimm he's just the indispensable leftist right now for this moment. And it's because of shit like this. I'm about to pull this up, Jer. Just give me a second. All right. Yeah, I got it. And bring that up when you get a chance. All right. So I guess they dropped this on February the 12th, but updated it. However, yeah. Elon cut a deal with the freaking government for $400 million to supply the State Department with armored Teslas. Again, this Doge shit, this Elon shit, it's bad enough, but like folks gotta understand like the purpose of it. It can kind of seem like this thing is just veering to the sort of point of absurdity with nowhere to go, and like, why is this all happening? It's not hard, guys. It's not complicated. It's shit like this. It's grift. It's self-dealing. It's the dude that's allegedly charged with making the government more efficient and slashing waste is also handing himself contracts, guys. Like, this is the game. They're stealing our fucking money. This is taxpayer money. They're stealing our money for bullshit Tesla trucks to the tune of $400 million. And Ryan and them are G's, man, because they dropped this report and the update on the story. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. They end up rescinding the contract because of public pressure, because this shit got out in the open. Just amazing, bro. And again, this is all you need to know. Like, this is the purpose. This is the point of it, man. It's just a grift. So the State Department procurement forecast revised as of late December. Remember, Donald Trump gets he wins the election in November. He's not sworn until January, but late December, they revised this procurement, which lists Tesla as a recipient of the largest expected contract with Marco Rubio's, again, a Trump appointee. Marco Rubio planning to buy $400 million worth of armored Tesla's trucks. The award is targeted for Q4 and is forecast to last for 5 years. The procurement forecast is listed as having been modified on December 13th, 2024, a month after Donald Trump's election. The State Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment under the heading extent competed. The document reads merely TBD. Elon Musk is both the head of Tesla and a senior government official who has been relentlessly halting government contracts. Guys, he's chopping contracts here, putting money in his pocket there. It's so freaking obvious. The acquisition plan was set in motion by the Biden administration. So this is important. The Biden administration last year, as part of a move to convert the Bureau of Diplomatic Security's fleet to roughly 3,000 armored vehicles into zero-emission electric vehicles by 2035. So over the course of basically 10 years. As the primary security arm of the U.S. State Department, the Bureau of Diplomatic Security is responsible for safety of personnel posted to U.S. embassies around the world, and its division of defensive equipment and armored vehicles was seeking green alternatives in its current fleet. The original request for information from April is available here. Okay, so what does this mean? When our freaking officials are abroad, say they're in a hot zone like fucking Syria or Lebanon right now, right? Like we have government officials in those places, even places that are like under attack from our quote unquote allies. We have people in our government or our proxies, sort of VIPs, people that are working with us. They need to get around and they want to do so safely in these dangerous areas. So they need armored cars. And, you know, Green New Deal, vaguely lefty, zero emission whips. It's like in line with the whole agenda. Whatever. Okay. So we continue on. According to State Department, only a single company responded to last year's request for information, Tesla, and there are currently no plans for the award to continue. The State Department stated that the next step in the process would involve an official solicitation being sent out to vehicle manufacturers to bid, adding that, however, the solicitation is on hold and there are no current plans to issue it. After publication of the possible award Wednesday, State silently edited the public description to remove reference to Tesla, with metadata showing it was altered after our article was published. It is not clear if the planned award was halted due to the Trump administration's opposition to electric vehicles, concerns for a potential conflict of interest regarding Elon Musk's role at Tesla. And Doge, or for more opaque bureaucratic reasons. The State Department did not respond to a request for comment on the reasoning. After Rachel Maddow covered the revelation on MSNBC, Musk responded to her, "Why the lie?" He did not specify the alleged lie, but Maddow neglected to mention that the procurement document was produced in December 24 after Trump's election, but before he took office. Okay, folks. Again, and it doesn't state it here, but the original Biden contract was for 480,000. So that's what they tried to say. They tried to be like, "Oh, we got this contract in the Biden. It's all good." It was for $480,000, y'all. That's, I guess, 12 Teslas, if this price is to be believed. And then it's like another like 60 G's or something crazy to armor the fucking thing. Whatever. So it goes from 480, which is a pittance, obviously, under the Biden administration, to as soon as Trump is elected, basically weeks after this guy wins the election, Elon is pocketing 400 million. This is before we get into his Pentagon contracts. This is before, like, it's insane. Okay. And this is the entire point of everything. If you don't understand why this is all happening, like, it can seem this whole thing of break things and move fast, and we're stripping down the federal government. Like, we're not gonna stop spending. No, these fools are gonna divert this money to themselves and their cronies. That's it. That's the ball game, folks. And we say it up here all the time. Like, all you're gonna hear from these libertarian fucks like Elon and his ilk, is that, oh, government largesse and expenditure. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, people getting money from the government. Oh, that's gross. Ugh. How do people live with themselves? They're so lazy and greedy, taking checks from the government. Government money is icky. Ew. That's what these motherfuckers would tell you. And all they want to do is privatize the government. Meaning what, right? So Elon's already dissing NASA. We should cut NASA. We should delete NASA. We should get rid of it and then do what? SpaceX. So we go from this public sort of government program and apparatus, which is NASA, state-owned, funded, to take those state funds and put it in Elon's pocket. Okay? That's what these Milton Friedman cultists want to do. They don't want to get rid of public education because they know people would be in arms. Like, my kid has to go to school, right? They don't want to get rid of school. They want to be like, no, let's voucherize the school program. So the government, therefore, what does that mean? The government now is still paying for your kids to go to school every day, but it's voucherized. You now get a check that you can now take to a private entity. And guess who that private entity will happen to be owned by? Homies of these freaking free market cultists, which is just hilarious. I thought the free market was you go out and you sell your wares to the market, to the people. No, they don't believe in that shit, competition, all of that. No. We go straight to the United States federal government and we get hundreds, if not billions of dollars in contracts, guaranteeing our bottom line. No accountability, no oversight, just government cash. That's what they're here for. That's the game, man. It's not complicated at all. It's not complicated at all. And when they're not privatizing government goods and services, they're making, institutions that would be policing them, places like the EPA, places like the NLRB, okay, and making those places impotent. So obviously they want the capitalism to be unrestrained, unregulated, unchecked, so there's no referees, because obviously private citizens, we can't hold these people accountable. It has to be, something as strong as the federal government that does that piece. And the best way to ensure that doesn't happen is to defang these departments. So that's it. That's all Doge is. It's a wealth transfer and it's a deregulation bonanza. It's nothing else. And, the cold hard truth of it, and I've probably said this up here before, like, it's not going to happen tomorrow that, like, they deregulate the shit out of all of their freaking pet industries. And tomorrow, there's a meltdown within the economy and, Joe Sixpack and, Main Street starts feeling the ripple effects. It's not going to happen tomorrow. So they could do this shit. And the average person, of course, is like, yo, is there wasted fraud and abuse in the government? Hell yeah, let's cut it. Of course, the average person agrees with that sentiment. But like, don't kid yourself, folks. And don't let people that are rocking with this kid themselves. This is freaking wealth transfer. That's it. From our pockets to theirs. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a joke. Okay. And the Tesla thing is just a small example. Like $400 million, like honestly, as a line item for the State Department, like is really like actually nothing. It's something that can easily just get skipped over. That's how much money gets funneled into the State Department on an annual basis in terms of the budget that they have over there. And so they tried to pull a fast one. And, intrepid reporters like Ryan Grimm and Jack Paulson at Dropsite News stepped in front of it, but this is what we're dealing with. This is it's just what it is. Like the freaking Trump meme coin, like it's just a grift. Like I think there are things that Trump actually does hold near and dear to his heart, like the tariff stuff. He believes in a strong dollar. He is bothered by the immigration stuff because he has problematic racial politics. I think those are things that like are at the bedrock of an ideology, if in so much as you could say this guy has an ideology that's coherent at all. But for the most part, this dude just wants to be enriched. I think the lawfare stuff did scare him. This idea that they were going to try to lock him up for the crazy shit he did. And so he wanted to run again in order to ensure that he couldn't be locked up if he were president again. But like, you think he cares about the EPA one way or the other, man? You really think this guy cares about Consumer Protection Financial Bureau? Like, no. But Elon gave him a shit ton of money for his campaign. All the positive sort of coverage that he gets on X. Elon has his finger on the button for Trump positivity on the platform. Like, there's not a crazy amount of people on it, but X is influential. Like, these memes that happen on X, they'll go to Facebook where your auntie and them is at and your uncles and them is at. Like, it's gonna make it to Instagram. Like, there's an ecosystem that's generating this stuff for Trump and Elon himself, obviously, that travels throughout the web. So, like, even if Twitter has a minuscule amount of active users, Twitter's so influential and the people on it are so popular. Like, this stuff will find its way throughout the web, right? And so, Elon blessed them with the Twitter algorithm and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, he gave him $100 million, pushed him on Twitter. Trump also just loves celebrity. Like, Elon is clearly a mega celebrity. Trump just respects people who are able to command eyeballs. Like, it's just what he knows. Like, he knows, like, that's something he recognizes and respects. Like, oh shit, this motherfucker knows how to get attention. And he likes the fact that he's fucking rich as hell. Trump always admired fucking rich people. He admires prestige. As much as he talks shit about the elite, like, he was just talking about his little fucking gold card visa program where you could fucking get where you could pay $5 million for a visa, which is just an insanely stupid idea for a country as rich as America. But whatever. That's not the like, if you go back and watch the press conference, he's talking about like all these kids going to, Wharton Business School and Yale Law and blah, blah, blah. Like, all these kids from these Ivies, they want to stay here, and employers, they're trying to figure out how to keep them and blah, blah, blah. Like, how you railing against the elites allegedly, and you name the freaking elite manufacturing factories, which are elite universities in our country? It's just hilarious. But that's Trump. That's what he's into. That's what moves this guy. And so Elon did help him out. So there's a quid pro quo there. He loves Elon's mega celebrity. And there's just this perception out there, especially amongst business people. And I guess Trump is falling for this shit. Like, don't bet against Elon. Like, I don't see it. I honestly think he's attaching himself to the government because there's no other way his other business interests actually justify that stock price. It's the most overly inflated stock price that we've probably ever seen in our fucking lives. Like, the only thing this guy actually sells to the public are Teslas. And like, no, like the actual bottom line sales of Teslas does not justify this guy's market cap. Like, it doesn't compute. But he's able to convince rich people, prominent people, that like this SpaceX thing is actually going to take off. Like, we're actually going to have taxis to Mars. Like, he's just good at that shit. And now he's got Trump under the spell, and you wonder how long it's going to last. But this shit seems to be enduring, But yeah, man, I just think it's important to keep our eyes on the ball and like understand what the point of all of this. Don't think that it's pointless. It's money. It's always money. These guys want to rob the fucking government blind. They want to take our money, our tax dollars, and shove it into their grubby ass pockets. That's just what it is. And I want to end the show, man. I'm on my social today, and I see Al Sharpton is organizing an internet blackout. It's a protest of DEI. We need to make people feel our economic impact. Guys, and we had my man, Dr. Jared Ball up here to talk about the fallacy of Black buying power. It's bullshit. It's a myth. There's no power in your ability to be a consumer, guys. There's no power in that shit. Not consuming these people's products is not going to make you wealthy. That's not how wealth is generated in this country. It's not from being frugal. They're like just sitting around and being cheap or being like, yo, I don't participate in consumerism. Well, like, yeah, it'll be nice for you and you'll have some extra change. You're not going to become wealthy, generational wealth, all of this shit. Also, like, guys, like, black people make up like 9% of the population. Even if we could get, let's say we got a quarter of black people on one accord, so that would be like 2% of the population. Like, that would be impossible, by the way. But let's just say we got 25% of all Negroes in this country on board to protest DI. Like, guys, how many of those people actually have some level of like actual economic might? Like, forget, like, it's stupid on its face. As before we get into the problematic nature of DEI as a project, but it's just stupid on its face. Don't feel bad when you use the internet today. Don't feel bad when you buy some shit today. Don't feel bad. These people are fucking hucksters, and this shit is meaningless. This DEI boycott shit is meaningless. And to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The reason why the Al Sharptons of the world, they should be protesting DEI bans, because they are the sole beneficiaries of DEI as it stands in 2025. What does that mean? Who is doing DEI? Like, DEI isn't happening at Amazon warehouses. It's not happening at Walmart, one of the biggest employers in the country. Like, it's not happening in city government, like bus drivers and fire. Like, that's not who DEI benefits. DEI benefits motherfuckers at elite universities. You know, when look, the elite apparatuses, media, elite university, you know, Hollywood, whatever. The people who are most proximate to the power in those industries, meaning if you're black and you are within close proximity of the Hollywood elite, you will benefit from DEI, and you will get to make a movie written and directed by a black guy. And it might be good, it might not, whatever. That shit don't trickle down to the benefit of no fucking rank and file black people in this country. If Spotify, my employer, decided to do a DEI program and I was the beneficiary, it'd be great for me and my family. It would do dick all for the black masses. If Coca-Cola hires 2 new black executives, or because of some DEI mandate, it'd be great for those individuals and their families that they got these nice cushy corporate jobs and these great stock options and all of that. It'd be fire for them. It would do dick all for the masses of black people. So when people want to tell you that DEI is the be all end all of black life, it's bullshit. It's an elite project. It's people within my class cohort and above. And yes, I think it's nice when we hire black people at my job. It's great. I'm happy for them. I'm happy to work with black people. It's awesome to have some cultural familiarity with the people that I work with. I think everybody should be hiring blacks and Latinos and queer people and all. Like, yes, I believe people should get a fair shake at their job, should be getting promotions when they deserve it. I believe in all of that stuff. And I think it's great when that happens for people. I promise you, you add 3 more black writers to the SNL writers room, it does dick off for black people. It doesn't do shit. It's not a thing. It's an elite project. And so that's why prominent Negroes are going to be the ones fighting for this, because when Coca-Cola or Nike or whoever decides to write a check in the name of DEI, you think they're going to the fucking neighborhoods where people who have no connections, no history, didn't go to the same schools as the folks that are in charge of these things? You think any of that shit ever touches the common black person when these people, bro, they poured billions into this shit off of the George Floyd racial awakening shit. Billions into it. How many people in the poorest counties in places like Mississippi and Arkansas, or I'm in New York right now. How many people in Brownsville, Brooklyn, were the beneficiary? 40 projects in Queens were the beneficiary of these billions of dollars in DEI that came out of this great awakening shit. Nobody. The people that benefit are elites because they are most proximate to the power. And no, like, and I've said this with Ethan a trillion times, DEI is liberal trickle-down theory. It's liberal trickle-down theory. What do I mean by that? Reagan and them with these fucking trickle-down economics, people's like, let's cut the fucking tax rate of the richest people in America. With those savings, they're gonna make it rain on the rest of us. They're not just gonna keep it in their pockets and hoard it. No. They're gonna make it rain on the economy, and we're all gonna benefit. It's the trickle-down theory. So shoot the money up to the top, watch it rain down to the bottom to the rest of us plebes. Obviously, a bullshit, discredited economic theory, and America is even worse for it. What's up, Eden? I didn't even peep that you shouted me. So now what's liberal DEI? It's this idea that if we made 4 more Oprahs, that the benefits accrued to those 4 new Oprahs are going to trickle down to the rest of Black America via osmosis somehow. It's pure fucking bullshit. It's pure bullshit. There's nothing to it. There's no truth to this shit. It's bullshit. Okay? John Smith says Black people aren't the main beneficiary of DEI. So why do we have Black people mascotting and parading as if this is the savior of Black people then? We got to pick a side then. Either this shit matters or it doesn't. If it's not benefiting Black people, then why should Black people give a fuck about it? Okay? And whatever, I don't know who the main beneficiary is, but I promise you, when the DEI shit hits your corporate job, yes, the fucking DEI trainers, that DEI training industry, that little fucking cottage industry, billions got poured into that so these people could come in and make white people feel bad about being white. Like, bruh, yeah, the people in those jobs, yeah, their lives were made better. Their families' lives were improved by their improved financial situation. It did dick all for any Black people. And so don't fall for the gaffle. Don't believe Jay-Z and Beyonce and all these other fucking people and Oprah and whoever else when they fool you into thinking that their economic upliftment and empowerment somehow does anything for a Negro. Jay-Z got Negroes and Marcy on crypto. That's his answer. I got you on crypto, y'all. Y'all can get some Dogecoin. So don't fall for it. White, Black, whatever. It's bullshit. Don't feel bad when you don't participate in some fake ass economic boycott. These people are race hucksters. They are racial hustlers. They trade on their proximity to Blackness. Pretend that they out here for the people. They don't give a fuck. These people would sell us up the river in a second for a check. I promise you. Al Sharpton, #1 on that list, bro. I promise y'all. Anyway, that's our show for today, man. I want to give a big shout out to my man John Gervais on the 1s and 3s, always keeping the trains running on time. Shouts to everybody in the chat. Shouts to everybody watching on YouTube. Shouts to everybody downloading the podcast. And make sure you become a Patreon if you can. Patreon.com/count the dings, man. Support all the work we do up here. We will see you guys next week. Peace out, y'all.